Hello LM students, my name is Dr Ewan McGaughey and I would like to introduce a course called Principles of Enterprise Law, half module in the second semester on the LL.M program. So I'll just go through what enterprise law is, what are the big questions that we deal with on the course, and what is the structure of the course. Okay, so what is enterprise law? Well, it's about the constitution of the economy. We all get how the political constitution works. We learn that in constitutional and administrative law or public law. But what about the economic constitution? We look at the industries or the sectors which are outside or beyond the ordinary law of private enterprise, usually governed under the Companies Acts or the Competition Acts or the Insolvency Acts. So in particular, where markets fail to protect the consumer or the public interest, we add extra regulation, we have extra laws. And so the enterprises that we go through are education, health, banking, natural resources, electricity, transport, communications, media, including big tech governance. And so that's anything where the ordinary legal framework fails to protect the consumer or the public interest, and so we add on extra rights. So the big questions that this course deals with are like these. Firstly, how are economic and social rights actually realized in practice? We all know that there's economic and social rights in international law, in the Universal Declaration, in the 1966 Covenants, but how are they actually put into effect by legislation and case law in national legal systems? So how are economic and social rights really delivered? Second, why does income and wealth inequality continue to grow, and what can we do about it? Which enterprises should be privatized, or which ones should be put in the public sector or the regulated sector, and why? And regardless of ownership, which stakeholders should have governance power of voting rights in different enterprises, and why? What are the causes of global warming, and what can we do to reverse climate damage and so ensure that we live on a living planet? What is the causes, or what are the causes of fake news and the growing spreading of conspiracy theories, particularly online and in social media, that are threatening our democracy, and what can we do to protect our political democracy? And perhaps finally, and maybe most importantly, to what extent is our economy democratic, and to what extent should it be? Okay, so the structure of the course is that, as I say, we look at a different sector each week. It's fairly simple in that sense, but there's a common framework throughout, which is that we always look at finance of an enterprise, its governance, and the rights that are actually delivered, beginning with human rights. This is a course embedded in UK law and EU law, but also within the context of international human rights law, and it's heavily grounded in empirical research, because we don't just want to know what the law is, we also want to know what it should be and what we can do about things when enterprises and economic management are going wrong. I should probably say this is the first course of its kind in the world. People have been talking about enterprise law for a long time. There's a lot of history and theory, which we will begin with, but it's unique in the sense of trying to get a holistic picture of how the economic constitution really functions. The leading text, or the main text, will be my forthcoming book, Principles of Enterprise Law, with Cambridge University Press. And the assessment will be by half dissertation, around 5,000 words. You can pick any enterprise that you like to write about, or you can write about something that cuts across. It'll be entirely up to you. The students that have been attracted to this course before have typically been highly motivated. They've produced some fantastic work, and also people who are interested in the interplay between law, economics, politics, and empirical research. There's no prerequisites for the course, but if you have done company law, labour law, insolvency law, competition law, public sector regulation, all of those things will be useful for the course as we go through. If you've got any questions, then please just send me an email, ewan.mcgaughey at kcl.ac.uk. And in advance of the course, you can also join up on our Facebook group, which is called KCL Enterprise Law. And by the way, yes, we will be looking at Facebook governance on the course. So I'll look forward to seeing you next year.